What's up, everybody, and thank you for listening to Mastering the Mindset. My name is Dariusdotch, and I'm an actor, hip-hop artist, and fitness and life coach. And I'm here to personally help you train and improve your mindset so that you can, 1, become the best version of yourself mentally, and 2, gain focus and motivation to be able to take action and achieve the success in life that you want and deserve. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to my channel, and at the end of this episode, if you liked it, please share it with a friend or loved one or someone who would benefit from hearing this message. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm ready to go on this journey with you, and that journey begins now. All right, and welcome back to another episode. So I want to give you a quick little pep talk kind of episode. And the topic of this one is around the idea and the mindset of if nothing is certain, anything is possible. If nothing is certain, anything is possible. So let's just dive in. So over the last few years, especially due to the country shutting down, my life changed. I made some pivots. Things aren't the same. And I know you have too. The pandemic made all of us have to make some changes, some for the better, and unfortunately, some more negative. But regardless, change is inevitable. Even if you don't change, things around you will change. So I want to talk about change and specifically around uncertainty. And like I've said before in several episodes, our brains resist change. As humans, we don't like change. It's hardwired in us to be that way. Our brains see change as a threat to our safety. So naturally, when we find ourselves having to navigate change and transitions in our life, it feels awkward, uncomfortable. We resist change. We feel a resistance when there's uncertainty, a resistance to transitions. So like I said, I want to talk about having the mindset that when things are uncertain, anything is possible, because our brains are going to push back at us when we fear that uncertainty. Just that word alone gives me a little bit of anxiety, uncertainty. So I feel like there's a shift we need to make. And another word that we need to introduce when we're thinking or feeling uncertainty in our life or situations and transitions. And that word is permanent. Permanent. And that word can give a negative vibe too, right? Because I don't know about you, but that word just feels restrictive. I don't really like that word. Like, do I want this thing permanently? Will this close me off for future options to things that may be more suitable for me in my future? Do I want permanence? So let's make a shift in our mindsets around uncertainty and think about it from the perspective that nothing is actually permanent. It doesn't have to be permanent. And that can give you a little bit of relief. It can be a little liberating to think about it this way. Like these negative feelings I'm feeling, this anxiety, this stress, this sadness, it will go away because nothing is permanent. Pain and heartbreak and fear, they won't be there forever because, again, nothing is permanent. We have to remind ourselves of this, especially when we're going through tough times, when we're forced into a transition in life that's affecting us in a negative way. When we come against that setback, we have to remind ourselves that this will pass. Yes, it's hard right now, but it's not permanent. And it's equally important to remind ourselves that the happy feelings, the good feelings, the successful feelings aren't permanent as well. And I'm not saying that for you to always expect things to go wrong, but for you to have a better appreciation for those positive feelings when you have them, because you know that, hey, it won't always be like this. For you to fully enjoy being on the other side of all these negative feelings, for you to take those moments and really reflect and appreciate how it feels. Savor it. Remember that you won't always be this happy, because we all know things can and will change. Nothing is permanent. So what you should do is hold on to only the thing that's truly guaranteed, and that is this moment, this exact moment. This day that we've been gifted, not tomorrow, not next season, not next week, not next year, today. And allow this to help you understand that, okay, nothing is permanent. So how can I stay present? Present where my feet are. And this idea can help us with making those hard decisions, career decisions, home decisions. Maybe you're thinking of moving. If you understand that nothing is permanent, you won't have to sit in this gray area of uncertainty trying to figure out what choice to make. Because whatever that choice is going to be, what it doesn't have to be is permanent. And really, is it really easier to be in that middle gray area? Do you think you actually make yourself more stressed out thinking about the different options you should take or the different possibilities that can come from the two choices you have to make? Isn't it more difficult than just making a decision and being done with it? To just get it off your plate? Because, yeah, it might suck if you don't like your next job, but it doesn't have to be your last job. If you don't like whatever transition you made, you can make a different one. And yes, will that be hard to make a choice and realize over time that you still need to make a change? Of course it will. I'm not downplaying that. But which one would you rather? You make a choice that doesn't serve you and you making that choice be permanent and you dealing with that headache for the rest of your life? Or you dealing with the headache of making another transition and having a life that is really right for you? Which one do you think is better for you in the long run? What's up, what's up, what's up? I want to take a quick moment to say thank you so much for listening to this episode and to also let you know that this podcast is 100% donation driven, which means it's completely funded by you, the listener. So if you like the content I have to offer, I would love it if you can make a donation and you get to pick the amount. I left links in the description of the video as well as my homepage. You can choose which way benefits you the best to donate. And if you need more options, please feel free to email me at dariusdotch@gmail.com. That's dariusdotch@gmail.com. Again, thank you so much for being here, and let's get back to it. Nothing is permanent. Same thing applies to relationships. Now me, I'm happily single, so this ain't me trying to give you relationship advice because I'm not the one to give that. But if you start to date someone and you don't feel like it's something that's going to work, don't hold on to it. Don't make it permanent if you know it don't work, right? You can eventually date somebody else. And on the flip side of that, if you are in a happy relationship, remember that nothing is permanent. Cherish what you have. Cherish those highs. Be present. Because we all know with relationships, there will be ups and downs. So cherish the ups and understand that the downs ain't permanent. And this mindset applies to all kinds of ideas and situations. It's a simple yet powerful way of thinking. If nothing is permanent or certain, instead of feeling anxious and putting a lot of pressure on yourself, ask yourself the question, how do I want to show up now? Because of the fact that nothing is permanent. Because of the fact that nothing is certain. And if you have this mindset when making choices, it's going to take so much of that pressure off of you and help you feel more open-minded, which is going to lower anxiety because you're not trying to change something that you can't change. You're not trying to control something that you can't control. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is certain. Only this moment right here, right now. So when changes start to happen in your life, use this mindset. Be able to understand that if you're open-minded about it, you'll be able to attract so many things because you're not closing off yourself, your mind. You won't be focused on making a choice and trying to be perfect. You'll be able to attract the things that truly serve you. But for this to happen, you have to truly be open-minded and truly in the headspace where you're thinking positive. And again, thinking permanent can easily be negative in terms of making decisions. You can't be closed off and rigid. And I know it's way easier said than done, right? So work at it. Work on figuring out how you can ease up on yourself, how you can take the burden away of trying to make a permanent plan. How can you slowly chip away at this feeling that we crave as humans for certainty? And instead focus on being a person who can be open and understand that you're adding more tools to your toolbox, more tools to be able to create the life you want step by step. And again, you have some big choices to make, and I get it. Making that choice is a big one. It's not a simple one. I understand that. I'm not downplaying any of that. To make that career change, to make that change to a new city or state, to completely pivot in your business, to get out of that relationship, your health goals, whatever it may be, it's easy to get overwhelmed by that decision, right? Because we crave that certainty. So what if we changed our perspective around that? What if we actually got excited about what it can be? Because the fear of anxiety we feel around uncertainty is due to the possible negative outcome. But what if we got excited for the possibility of it working out extremely well? What if we grow from this? What if this opens doors for other opportunities? What if it shows you a different way, a better way of doing things than the way you've been doing it, and it's actually not serving you, right? What if you got excited about this exact moment right here, right now? Because if you keep going on the path you're on, the path of bettering yourself, you will look back at days just like this and smile about it. Why? Because this stage you're in right now is character building. This stage is setting you up for a future version of yourself that's going to be operating at a higher level than where you're at right now. You're going to look back and reflect on all the work you put in, how you showed up for yourself to get you to where you are right now. That's something to be excited about. So let's do the damn thing. Fight the feeling of anxiety and stress and uncertainty with the understanding that it doesn't have to be permanent. Begin the transition of a mindset shift in your brain and think of all the positive things that will come from you embracing this. And again, like I always say, this ain't a podcast where I tell you, hey, look at me. Hey, look at me. Do what I do if you want to be successful. Do what I do if you want to be happy. No, it ain't that kind of podcast. I'm working on these things with you. I'm on this journey with you. So let's get to work. So that's what I got for you today. If you like this episode, please share it with somebody that can benefit from this, somebody who is a friend or a family member, somebody who has goals and is trying to improve their lives. So thank you again, and let's get it in.